continue our big game playoff coverage in Bernie, where the champion Chargers hosted Austin Reagan tonight in the first round of the high school football playoffs. Austin Reagan draws first blood with a field goal to lead 3-0. Champion answers. Davis Brin off the play action rolls out to his right. Nice spiral to Hayden McMurray in the end zone for the 10-yard touchdown to finally get the Chargers on the board. It's now 7-3. Let's check that final. It's not final yet. Still in the fourth. Champion is leading 42-16. Now let's take you out to Orem Field, where the Alamo Heights Mules come out at halftime down 3-0 to Austin LBJ. Johnson's Aaron Green here fires off the screen to wide receiver Deion Collins, and he's going to take that down the far sidelines for a gain of 52 yards before he's finally brought down, and that run will lead to this. Green puts up the jump ball for Kenneth Justice, and that put LBJ up 10-0. That the final is Alamo Heights, is that right, with the win? 21-10. They came back to defeat Johnson. We'll check that, but it looks right, 21-10. It's the beginning of the Super Moon tonight over at Alamo Stadium as the Sam Houston Hurricanes hosted Victoria East. We're in the third quarter. The Titans are leading. The Hurricanes 28-7 have the ball. Bailey Zape hands it off to Brandon Tomlinson, goes up the middle before bouncing to the outside for the 15-yard touchdown, and that made it 35-7. Victoria East, and Victoria capitalized on a turnover against Sam Houston before the quarterback is hit by Braden Tomlinson, and it's recovered by Jonathan Mejia. He takes it all the way back for the 36-yard touchdown. Let's take a look at that final from Alamo. Victoria East eliminates Sam Houston 56-13. Off we go to Bulldog Nation, where the Somerset Bulldogs played host. The Kingsville Kings of the first round of the postseason. Now in the fourth quarter, the Bulldogs leading 24-0. Somerset with the ball. Zadak Dinkelman will roll out to his left, and he finds Martin Ramos, gets at least 1 foot down. That made it 31-0. Let's go back to the big game coverage scoreboard for that final to show you. Somerset advances now over Kingsville 31-0. Victoria East over Sam Houston 56-13. Austin Reagan falls to champion right now, still in the fourth quarter, champion leading 42-16. And Alamo Heights with that big comeback win over Austin Johnson 21-10. When Cal Allen came calling tonight, each player paying tribute to Veterans Day, and for the Uvalde Coyotes, the American flag leads them out tonight to kick off the playoffs. The Coyotes with the ball when John Gaddis is able to come up with the interception. He's going to bring that back 18 yards to set up this. The Wildcats quarterback is named Gage Lamb, and he's able to find Jackson Lanham, and his defender falls down in the process trying to make the tackle, and he's taking it all the way in for the 36-yard touchdown. The point after attempt, no good. Cal Allen would take the lead 6-0. The final from Comalander, tried 60-7, Corpus Christi, Cal Allen. Mannequin challenge accepted at tonight's game for the fans attending Navarro Poteet playoff game. Nice job. Navarro gave it a nice game against the Aggies, undefeated at 10-0. Looks like they're going to stay that way. Now 49-0 in the second quarter. The Panthers, and adding to that, handoff goes to Jared Leal. He's going right up the middle for the 25-yard touchdown. Slips out of the tackle at the 5 to get into the end zone to make it 56-0. The final from South Sand Stadium. Navarro advances 70-14. The Holy Cross Knights getting an early start tonight at Harlandale Memorial Stadium against Houston Lutheran. No score in the second quarter. The Knights strike on defense as Renee Medina is able to recover that fumble. That turnover would lead to the first score of the game. Comes from Jay Nava and tack on a 2-point conversion. Holy Cross is out in front 8-0. Let's go back to the big game coverage scoreboard for these finals and more. Holy Cross 14-6. That is the final. Eagle Pass win over Corpus Christi Carroll. That's a big win for Wynn, 21-14. Cal Allen with the big rout of Uvalde 60-7, and it was Navarro over Poteet to go 11-0, 70-14. Our big game coverage road trip takes Larry and photographer Eddie Latigo to Austin tonight for 3 big games involving Madison, Johnson, and Kerrville Tivy. Let's take you live to the north side of Austin at House Park Stadium. That's where we find our Larry Ramirez.
Yeah, that's right, Greg, and thank you very much. When it comes to covering high school football, KSAT 12 Sports has no boundaries. And tonight, a first for me, covering 3 playoff games in the Austin area. And first up, Madison at Lake Travis.
The visitors from San Antonio, Madison.
Madison Mavericks trying to knock off number 3 in the state, the Lake Travis Cavaliers. First quarter, first play of the game. Handoff goes to Malik Barkley, and the Arkansas commit does the rest. Breaking off the 73-yard touchdown. He hit the B gap, and he was gone untouched, and Lake Travis led early 7-0. Next up, the Johnson Jaguars at the Vandegrift Vipers. Johnson cheerleaders with the playoff spirit tonight. Second quarter, Jags down and on the move. Quarterback Grant Huff keeps it on 2nd and 7 from the 38 and breaks off a 22-yard gain to the Vipers' 16-yard line. 3 plays later, first and goal from the 6, the Jags break out a great fake. Huff keeps and scores the touchdown to his left, putting the Jags on top 17-14. Vipers ball now, ensuing drive. The pass goes to Clay Austin, and watch this. The Jags' Jabari Aiken stops him right in his tracks with a monster hit. Maybe the hit of the year, folks. Good news, Austin walked off the field under his own power, and Johnson led this one 20-14 at halftime. Last stop, House Park Stadium in downtown Austin for a contest between the Kerrville-Tivy Antlers and the Austin McCallum Knights. Third quarter Tivy ball. QB Carson Valverde hands off to Hayden Schreckenbach, who stops and throws the ball to Josh Vela, and good for a huge gain inside Knights territory down to the 25. Very next play, disaster strikes for Tivy. They fumble the ball. The Knights' Prince Tyler scoops it up, and he's taken it back all the way 75 yards for the touchdown, and the Knights lead this 5A D2 by district game 17-7. So let's go to the scoreboard now. All 3 of these games have gone final. Lake Travis takes it 56-7. Vandergrift comes back to edge out Johnson by 1, 27-26, and McCallum defeats Kerrville-Tivy by 3, 17-14. Now Kerrville-Tivy had the ball late in the fourth quarter, and they turned it over with about a minute left in the ball game. Greg, back to you.
All right, thanks a lot, Larry. Safe trip home. Time now for Fan Cam, where you, our fans, help us cover one of the big games on our big game playoff coverage.
Hey, Fan Cam! We're the Pearsall Mavericks, and it's playoff time!
That's the world from the Pearsall Cheerleaders tonight at Edgewood Veterans Stadium as the Mavericks went up against the Wimberley Texans tonight in the 4A Division II playoffs. Both teams meet at midfield. The Texans on the board first. Quarterback JoJo Weeks hands it off to Thomas Carruthers right up the middle. Breaks a tackle before heading to the sideline. This is going to be 64 yards later. He's able to score the first touchdown of the night. The next possession for Wimberley. The Texans are on their own 17-yard line. Weeks fakes a handoff. He's going for it all. The bomb to Wyatt Mann, and he's the man as he completes the 83-yard catch and run, and it's now 14-0. The Texans are not done. We're still in the first, and Jake Cockerham will take it in from 6 yards out, 21-0 Wimberley, and that's when Fan Cam departs. Let's go back to the big game coverage scoreboard for that final and more tonight. Wimberley with a big win, advancing 35-7. Angleton over Lanier ends the Vogue season 73-0. Elsewhere in the playoffs, Southside Falls, their season ends to Corpus Christi Flower Buff tonight in Corpus Christi. 42-21 King over Floresville, ending the Tigers season as well this evening. Canyon Lake, their season is over as well after Liberty Hill gets a big win, 38-17. China Spring ends Bernie season 32-10 as well in the playoffs. Devine and Hondo, this was a nice scoring game. Hondo gets the big win over Devine, 56-28. And how about Cuero over Raymondville, 59-20. Cuero advancing. They are still undefeated. San Antonio Christian on the road. They fall. Their season is over. And Marion also, their season is over to Yoakum, 62-30.